We've become complacent, haven't we?
We've become complacent, haven't we? Haven't we?
It seems like we've almost
Who's we? Who's we, Andrew?
willfully forgotten how precarious the kinds of rights that we've had in this country the last 100 or so years are, and how rare they are in the world, that kind of free speech and all of those things, and that there are people out there who don't agree with us and might want to colonize. It's a good point Douglas Murray made about, he said anti-Semitism is a projection.
Look! Everything! Look! I am right about fucking everything. I am right about everything. It's as simple as that. I am right, and I will always be right. I know he even said the last 100 years. Why the last 100 years, Andrew? What's happened over the last 100 years? And what does he bring it back to at the first chance he can get? Anti-Schwemitism. That's all he's interested in. He doesn't give a shit about this country. He doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't give a shit about anything. All he cares about is Jewish interests. And everyone's getting caught up in this. And everyone's going to fall for it. Unbelievable. Listen.
Kinds of rights that we've had in this country the last 100 or so years are, and how rare they are in the world, that kind of free speech and all of those things, and that there are people out there.
Was that extended to Alison Chabloz?
Who don't agree with us and might want to colonize. It's a good point Douglas Murray made about, he said anti-Semitism is a projection, basically. It's a blank slate onto, you put your own concerns or your own projection onto. And he said one of the things that Islam, like for example.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He puts this back to anti-Semitism, and that people are anti-Semitic because they project their inadequacies. Look at the way they do that. Like Henry Ford was clearly a really inadequate guy. Martin Luther was clearly really inadequate. Charles Lindbergh was really inadequate as well, wasn't he? Mm-hmm.
Hitler would say the Jews.
Hitler! He's gone on to Hitler literally 3 minutes, and he's brought it back to Hitler. This guy is doing the meme. This guy's doing the meme. He's straight into Hitler, the Jews. What has the potential of a civil war in Britain got to do with Hitler? Honestly, this is incredible. Incredible. A footage about we're heading for civil war, and all Andrew Gold can do is bring it back to Hitler and anti-Semitism. It's just incredible. The script writes itself.
You put your own concerns or your own projection onto. And he said one of the things that Islam, like for example, Hitler would say the Jews wanted world
Islam, Hitler, anti-Semitism,
domination, which is what he wanted.
Oh really? Hitler? Oh really, Andrew? Hitler said the Jews wanted world domination, but that's really what he wanted. Is that right? Can you point me to the speech where he said he wanted world domination? Can you show me where he said that, please? Can you give me the historical evidence for Adolf Hitler in wanting to engage in world domination? Because I haven't heard that speech. I haven't seen it yet. So look, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. These people, the neurosis and their mindset is they can't get it out of their head. He has taken a conversation on the potential of a civil war in Britain, and he's taken it back to Hitler. You cannot make that up. Incredible.
And it was really interesting to see what he said that Muslims say about Jews, that they are the colonizers, they're colonizing, which is remarkable to say about there's one.
He's taking us back to Jews colonizing. What? It's unbelievable. This is incredible. The absolute chutzpah of this, to take a conversation, and that's what I'm trying to say to people. All of them are at it. All of them. They're all caught up in this bullshit. Why would you get caught up in this bullshit?
One country that is the size of Wales and mostly desert. I know it's a much sought after piece of real estate, but
they're talking about Israel. He's now talking about Israel. A conversation about civil war in Britain, and he's moved it from Hitler, anti-Semitism, Muslims, now on to Israel. It's just incredible.
Even so, there's more than 50 countries are now Muslim, more and more, and now coming into Europe. And that's why they call the Jews colonizers.
Well, this is what I find so amusing and tragically amusing about the left, who are always the great anti-imperialists, forever condemning Western imperialism and colonialism.